With this being Masters Week, we're going to look at why using elite data analytics might not be the best thing for your team. Depending on what the ability level they're at, there could be easier wins.
It's like, okay, if I hit this good and it doesn't quite turn as much as I want, it's in the right trap and I still have a good chance of making birdie. But if it does turn, hopefully it ends up where it ended up.
So for Rory McIlroy, all this data and the analytics and the ball speeds and smash factors are extremely important. However, for your normal amateur golfer, none of this is really important because there's a lot easier wins. So for most amateurs, simple little steps like just keeping the ball in play, aiming for the centre of the green, eliminating 3 putts, small little things. Given that the normal amateur is expected to shoot around 100 around the Augusta, I think there's a lot easier wins. So the lesson to be learned is for lesser levels, focus on the big wins. And if we bring this back to Gaelic football, if we look at some of the KPIs that elite level county teams may be looking at, tempo efficiency on how they attack, the length of phases of their attack, whether it's 0 to 25, 25 to 60, slower phases, their scoring rate from these attacks, their momentum runs and how they stop them and how they gain them, the origins of their scores, what type of possessions they're coming from, looking at productivity, looking at their turnover rate percentage. So all these are stuff that elite inter-county teams use. However, this may not be relevant for your run-of-the-mill club team up and down the country. One of the most popular questions I would get would be, what stats should our team be tracking? And the answer is, it depends. So I've given a simple guide here for level 1, level 2 and level 3. Depending on what level your team is at, depending on what your players are used to or what they want, what your management team is capable of tracking, and something that's simple and scalable is much better than something that's way too complicated that means nothing to your team. So if we look at level 1, it could be for underage teams or junior, intermediate teams, and you're looking at basic shot to score, your turnovers, negative ones, your own kick out and the opposition kick outs. If it goes to level 2, you might add it in maybe in year 2 of your development, and what you might just add to that then might be your possessions to shots, and you're keeping the targets quite achievable early doors, and then you can adjust them targets based on how you see your team is going relative to them targets. And finally, level 3 is where you might be in year 3 of your development. You might be with a well-established senior club team. You might be with a team that have a lot of county players. So what you're looking at is you might add in some of the other metrics like productivity, like your turnover rate, and you might actually up the levels of your targets depending on the team that you're using. But these are something that's simple, scalable, and that can be used relative to any team no matter what level you're at. So if we bring it back to our golf analogy, while all the data and all the information that Rory McIlroy has available to him is also available to us as amateurs, sometimes just finding something that's simple and scalable is far better value for us. And the same goes for Gaelic Games. Just because elite inter-county teams who are on the road for a long time are using this data and they understand it, doesn't mean that every club team in the country needs to use the same thing. Just finding something that works for them can be much more beneficial, and then you can add as you progress. Simple recordings of basic data such as kickouts, shots, scores, turnovers, just basic data, maybe some information on the individual players as well, can be very beneficial to most teams as they're starting off their analysis journey. So if you're interested in more information on performance analysis for your team, get in touch at sales@igaeliccoach.ie or else contact us through any of our social media pages.